Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Greg here again with another update of what's on my bench and a couple of kits that I got for my birthday that just arrived recently, and a couple of very big thank yous. So I think we'll start off with the Meng Panther. It's a buddy bill with Matt from Matt Scale Models from Tasmania. It's an interesting kit. So there's a couple of faults that I thought could be better, but you know, it can be sorted. A bit of time and patience. The tracks were a nightmare, but we got them done in the end. So without further ado, I'll bring the Panther in, and this is 99% finished. Let me just bring the light into it a bit more. Maybe a bit dark. Let's just move things about a bit. It needs a light on the front, I think. There we go. Let's just see if there's any more light I can shine on it. Not make any difference? Not really. Right, so the light's crap today, isn't it? That's better. As you can see, it's I've weathered it quite a lot, using the usual sort of things. Let's see if I can bring it up to the tracks. Let me just see if I can bring that up there. Yeah, we're better there, aren't we? It's gone again. There we are, that's better. You can see it better now. As you can see, I've chipped some of the Zimmerit and showed some of the red oxide primer underneath. The tracks I've just lightly weathered and used the Jaws metal polish and a graphite pencil just to highlight them in the tracks on the back there. Again, I've just given them a slight rust wash, not too much, and pencil again just to bring a bit of metal through. You can see there's a ditching beam on the back which came with the kit, but I thought it'd be more interesting to just wrap a chain around it, so I did this. This is obviously 534 Panther. It was in the Ukraine in summer of 1944. So I've kept it as much as I can to the actual camouflage that was used. Obviously it's not perfect, but it's as near as I got it really. The cables, the torque cables are superb in this kit. With the brass wire, it bends and it stays there. It looks it looks quite good. There again, all I did was spray the matte black to start with, and then metallizer, and a bit of the old graphite pencil on top of that, and I got the quite nice detail on it. On the turret, I see I've got a figure to put in this and whatever, and the machine gun looks quite nice. Whether it quite extensively as if it's been through a bit like, which obviously it will have been. Commander's cupolas there, obviously I've got the figure to go in. The machine gun's quite nice, with the belt of ammo going through it. So this is the metal barrel came with the kit, quite nice again. And if we get round to the front, I've left the driver's hatch open. And the bit of damage again, you can see a chip on the bottom with a bit of mud. I'll just bring this down onto it. Again, so the Zimmerit is quite nice. So I just give it a really light wash. That was the first thing I did, was I had to give it a filter first for the tritonal filter. And then I took a lot of it off, and then I just give it a slight wash with a mixture of grey and black wash, but watered it down, so it was subtle enough so to bring the Zimmerit out. And then again a bit of dust collecting around the mud and dust around the hatches and things like that, and the driver's hatches and the machine gunner or radio operator. And if you get round to the side again, which the tools are very nice indeed, with the fire extinguisher and the things for the track tensioner, I think they are. Obviously the bolt cutters and the jack box, which is quite nice. There's a bit of photo etch strapping on there as well. And then again we've got the tracks again, just slightly weathered. Only put two on this side. And then again, see I damaged the fenders. They were photo etch fenders, so they were really nice to do. There we go again. There we are. So they're easily bent and damaged. As you can see, there's a few chips and things there with the red oxide paint again in there, which is nice again. That's what I need to be. And the hammer there's the big mash hammer, as I call them. There's photo etch strapping on that as well. And on the rear, I've added a few little things. I got the Steve Mottram bought me a little Panther book a couple of weeks ago when I went out to see him. And there's a cut of some lovely photographs in there of the Panther A, Panther G, and Panther D. So I looked in the rear of the Panther A, and they had some jerry cans strapped to the back. You can see them. There we are. Strapped to the back. So I made a bracket for that, and I used the old Ming bolt things to, you know, so it was like bolted on. And there's two buckets there. One's to be painted blue yet for the blue bucket buddy build with Matt. And so I've weathered the back again. Not a lot, just enough to, you know. Oh, there's the log. So the log isn't fastened on. Just enough. But yeah, I really enjoyed that kit. Apart from them couple of things that weren't the best, but apart from that, it was a really nice kit to put together. There's a few engine spills around there. I say it's not quite finished yet. It's 99% there. I've obviously got the figure to go in and just a few more little bits and finishing pieces off. Oh, and I forgot to say, this is the first time I actually used the stencils. The German stencils from, I think, Voyager. Yeah, they're from Voyager. Let me just get one out that I used. I'm not ready as normal, are we, Mr. Riley? No. Well, I'll put that here. So I used this one. I've got three different ones. There's three sets, and I used this one here. You can see it's still taped together with the 534 on it. Yeah, it's really easy to use, and the metal, so you can just, you know, wash them and put them back on again and use. And so it was the first time I used the stencil. It came out quite well. The rear one, not so clever, but obviously it looks damaged and worn, and you can still make it out. As you can see, the chips again on the Zimmerit, and on this side, probably the other side, it's slightly more faded on this side, which, you know, to me it looks a bit more realistic when it's starting to fade a little bit. So the damage again along the Zimmerit there. You can see on the rear fender, just below the rear fender. So you can see the engine spill, the fuel leak or fuel. Whatever, so there's just little bits to finish off yet, but we're getting there. So I'm quite pleased with it. It's come out quite well. So that, and obviously the guitar string aerials again I'm getting used to using them now, and it does make 100% improvement. You know, because how many times I've actually caught them and banged them. And I don't know how many pieces of sprue that I've gone through, or what I used to use is the jeweler's wire, but once it was bent you could never get it back into proper shape. So that's one thing that I've been doing. I've had a few things going on at the moment, so I shall put that to the side. And while I was waiting for the stencil to come, I couldn't really do anything else on the Panther because everything was built and I was waiting for the stencil to come. I thought, right, I'll make a start on a fairly simple kit and see how far I got. And I've done the Tamiya JS3. Lovely kit, really nice, simple, typical Tamiya kit. As you can see, I've got to the, let's bring it in again. I've done the decals and I've given it a dull coat. So this is just really ready for weather. And I've got the nice colour modulation again with the black and white technique, as you can see. Again, nice simple tank. The tracks are just on now. There's nothing on there at the moment. The wheels are going to be all. Let me bring the light into the light. Where are we at? There we go. So the tracks are there. They're only plastic rubber tracks, but they fit quite nice. There's no need for any sag because of the wheels up there, the rollers. But yeah, it needs to be. Why can't I get a decent bloody bit? There we go. So a nice simple kit. Really, you could put it together in an afternoon. You really could put it together in an afternoon, and it fit typical to me. Fit was superb. But I do like the front of this tank. Really draw me towards it. The pike on the front. It really is a nice. It looks awesome to me. So there's still the Pioneer tilts to go on, the usual saw. There's no log on this one for some unknown reason, but I may stick one on. I've got the tow cables to go on the back, and obviously it has to be weathered. I do like the technique I use. I know I use it, most people do use the black and white, but I just slightly vary it slightly. A little bit so you can see the colour variation on the hatches and the panels. And this is how I'm doing this modulation with all the different bits and bobs. I find this a lot easier and you get just the same results. You can see on the front the modulation is quite nice. You know, the colour variation in each panel. You know, sun doesn't shine on the same spot every day, so you know. And the grab handles were really nice on this kit because they were actually, you know, the usual thing where the grab handles are fastened to the sprue on the edges on these things. They were actually fastened on the part that goes into the tank, so it made it a lot easier. I can't understand why they don't do that. You know, most people don't do that. See the nice cast texture on the turret, and there's the cast number. But for, you know, I think I don't know how much it is, but I've got a trumpeter one coming as well as the GS3M, which is slightly different to this. It had some side skirts, and you know, I think it was a different engine in it and things like that. I just bought it was only £17 for it, so I thought, oh, that's £17, I'll give it a whirl. Because I just wanted to compare the two, see how they go together. But trumpeter usually goes all together up there, so I do like trumpeter. Say there's the machine gun on to go on the back, obviously as well. But say this needs weathered. But yeah, an impressive little kit from Tamiya. And I say that's just the normal plastic barrel, easy to get the seam out of. You know, same again with the. I think the barrel, the muzzle was in one part. I think it was slide moulded, I think. I'm not 100% sure, I can't remember. But yeah, it was really a really nice, you know, simple build. So yeah, ideal for a beginner, really ideal. As you can see, it's quite a large tank. It looks very awesome. I think it's an awesome looking thing. Scary, in fact. So yeah, so that's another thing I've been doing, and I'm doing a buddy build with Steve and Joe. From Joe's Models and Steve Watson, we all know. We're doing the Matilda, so I've been building the Matilda as well. So I've got so far, I've just got a few of the panels done. I've got the low hull complete. Well, you know, the running gears all complete, and these are all, you know, these are a bugger to do. But I lost one of these wheels when I was talking to V's during the weekend. Could I hell find it anywhere? Anywhere, and just pulled my room apart and couldn't find it anywhere. The wife came on the landing and says, "What's this I've just stood on?" How the hell it got into the landing, I'll never know. So luckily we found it, so which was good. Like I say, it's quite simple to go together. To me, here again, the connection points are quite, you know, there's not a big connection point between each of these and the hull, so I advise people to leave it secure fully before starting, you know, doing anything else on it. But typical to me, it goes together beautifully. Yeah, so and also I've started doing the upper hull. Done really nothing much. I've done the bit for the polycap. It goes together with my polycap, which is a nice idea. And the driver's door, sorry, driver's hatch. Yeah, it's workable, which is quite a nice idea. I like that. So that's that bit. And I've just done a couple of the. These are the sponsons for the tracks to go on there, all complete. And the side skirts have got all their little brackets on, ready to go on. So instead of just building this, I'm trying to plan out the best way of doing it. I do like the colour that's on the box, but I'm going to do a slight variation of it, so I won't say any more until I do it. I just thought it'd fit different again. But yeah, it's a nice kit. I say, me and Joe and Steve are doing it, and I think Steve's at the painting stage now. And I think Joe's a sort of similar position to what I am, sorry, with the Matilda. So that's what's on my bench at the moment. And obviously, I did mention to you when it was my birthday. I did mention I got a few kits that hadn't arrived yet, and one of them is here. I treated myself to this one, really, from the as we call it, the Alibongo side, which is a site in China or Japan that, you know, has all different sellers, and I picked this up for £21 including delivery, which I thought was a good deal. So I won't open it up. I say I'll do an inbox review on that one. So I just treated myself to that one with some birthday money. So I mean, yeah, it took 3 weeks to come, but you know, I'm not in a hurry for it. But I haven't even opened the box on that one yet, so that's one to look forward to in the future with kit review. And This is the one that I said hadn't arrived. This was from my youngest daughter, the Takom T Leopard C2 Mexus. This looks a nice kit there. Again, I haven't opened the box again yet on this. I'll have a good row. So it only came yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Can't remember. But yeah, it looks a nice, interesting kit. Another one that I'll do another kit review on. And I've got a couple of nice gifts from a couple of friends as well. You know, I'll start off with Jack from Jack's Models, the figure king. You know, him and Beasley together, they're really wonderful figure painters. So he sent me this for my birthday. The Campen Group von Luc Normandy 1944 Dragon kit, and he said I put he put me a resin figure in as well, which is a German tank commander, which was nice of him. So I might even use that when I do eventually do a dial for the Panther. I'll probably use that somewhere along the line. So that was very kind of Joe. Of Jack to do that. So I've had a look at these, quick look at these, and I have to say the detail isn't bad at all. Not bad at all. So these will come in very handy. These. The other detail I say is brilliant in fact. But I say I won't show any more on those. I say I'll do a little kit review on those as well. I'll do these two together. And I say that was it's a dragon kit. So first time I've actually built any dragon figures. And also there's a Vesda figure kit you sent me as well, which is the Volkstrom Berlin 1944. Obviously basically when they were on the knees, there was the older generation were forced to fight and the younger generation. So a nice little kit which will come in useful again. And like I say, I shall do a little kit review on those. So thank you very much, Jack. They much appreciated. And certain things I've got for you will be on the way very shortly. And last but not least, this came yesterday from Joe, from my Joe and Alison, his wife, for my birthday last week. This came yesterday with a beautiful, I'll show you that next with this, the old Sturm Tiger, which is I've never built one of these, never got one. I've got the Brumba, which I thought these were similar to that, but compared they're nowhere near like other, different chassis, different everything else. But yeah, this looks an interesting kit. I haven't looked inside it, so I don't know what's in there. Again, that'll be another kit review eventually. So you know, it looks a nice. Obviously, the Tiger 1 chassis with a big platform on the platform, big cover on the top with a big motor, with the 38cm salt motor. There's a picture on the internet, I believe, where there's one of these fired and you can actually see the actual missile or mortar, coming out the barrel and hitting the building. Quite interesting, but I have to say thank you very much, Joe and Alison. And this came the same day, from Joe's wife and obviously Joe himself. As a thank you, I say just because I sent him a small kit as well. But the next back that says lovely, nice writing inside. Very much appreciated, it really is. So that's staying in my model room, that. Which was a nice, pleasant surprise. And once again, thank you very much for that. So I think that's it at the moment. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. We've got everything's doing. Yeah, everything's up and running. Yep, I think that's about it at the moment. So I'll just carry on with what I'm doing at the moment. Carry on with the Panther, the figure for the Panther, which I've got I'll show you them actually where I've got them out. I probably showed you them anyhow, but there we are. It's two figures. These resin figures again from that same site, the Allied Express or whatever it's called. I've cleaned them all up and put them into individual bags. They're ready to be glued together. Got a tank commander and obviously a driver or or loader or whatever you want. So I'll be only using the one, I think. I might be used two, depending on because I've got the driver's hatch open, so there's no really point in having his hatch top open as well. I'm using that, so I'll probably use the tank commander, which is nice detail again on these little, what you pay for these. I think it's £4 or something like that, including delivery. 4 or 5 part, I can't remember, for 2 resin figures, and they really are nicely detailed. So that's going to be going on the Panther eventually when I get around to doing that. So I think that's it at the moment. I don't think there's anything else I should be telling anybody. I think there's anything else I need to say. Nope, I think we're almost there. I think we're there. So I say I'll just carry on with what I've got on the bench, and I'll probably do a final review of the Panther sort of midweekish when I get round to finishing it off with the figures and one thing and another. I will be building a dial for it, but not quite at the moment. I do have one in mind, but that'll be sort of, you know, in the future, a bit where I've got a bit more time once I've done a few of these buddy builds. So I've got the Men King Tiger to build as well, where there's a buddy build, and the old Tamiya Sterngeschütz Mark III, I think it is, yeah, SDKF Z163 with me and Matt again. It's an old Tamiya, and Bob from our little hangout, which I haven't been on for quite a while. I've just had such a busy sort of week. Come down the night time, I'm absolutely shattered, so I haven't been able to get on, but I will. I'll be back on very, very soon. So yeah, so that's another one I've got to build. But then, you know, I love to build and love to paint, and everything's different, and try and do different things with different tanks, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. At least one thing you can cover a bit of mistake up with a bit of battle damage. As you can see, my Panther's covered in battle damage. But no, yeah. So I think that's me enough blabbling on now. So I'd like to say thank you very much to all my subscribers, and I say again, some more subscribers. I'm getting very, very close to 250. I say then I'll be doing a small kit review, kit giveaway. Obviously it'll be some kind of armour. I do have a few ships, but I say I build the sailing ships and walk away again. Forget about what I've done. But I say I will be doing a giveaway of 250. So this is Greg signing off, and I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. And we'll speak soon. See you soon.